Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. Not really much to add to the last video. Ethereum is still in this pattern where it could either be a 1-2 setup and it has another chance to rally in a wave 3, but for that it needs to hold 1185. If it doesn't hold 1185, probabilities will shift to a more direct sell-off, probably into the region of 1075 or even $1,000 or even below that. Yeah. So there's basically two scenarios. Either we have a chance to reverse in this support area and rally and go to 1500 and above before we have another decision point up there, which could take us to another low, but at least this would unlock short-term bullish potential. Or we do the direct sell-off, and the key threshold or decision point here is this support box, and especially the 1185 level, because the 1185 level is the 78.6% retrace, and it is very unlikely for a wave 2 to get below it and still have a chance to rally. Okay, so that's the key threshold here. Below 1185, I could nearly remove the bullish count, and we will stick with the we'll go with the orange count, right? And the orange count means direct sell-off here in a 5-wave move. 1, 2, 3 still ongoing, 4 and 5, and you know, these can extend out, but it would mean that we're in a 5-wave move down, the orange count, yeah, and that we had really a more substantial top in place. As I warned you already on the weekend, it was not primary expectation, and it still isn't, but it's still something that when we trade, when we look at our risk management, we need to be aware that a more substantial top could have been in place here. And you can see what happened, we dropped down. Okay, so we need to know about these options and probabilities and possibilities in the market. Now, primary expectation though is still that this is a WXY pattern, and that we're coming down in WXY. We already reached the 1218 level here. That was an ideal target that I gave you yesterday. No, that was an ideal target, which doesn't mean it needs to be over here. In fact, the development of the price since the low here at 1218 or 1220, depends on which exchange you're looking at. Yeah, it suggests that this move down isn't over yet. It could be that we're still in the C wave, that we had a 1, 2, 3, and this is a 4. A wave 4 is usually a very boring sideways range, and that we could drop once more. I wouldn't be surprised. In fact, as long as we are still in the channel here, my focus will be further on the downside. As you can see, we still have a lot of space in this green support box to go down lower, to max it out, or just use it halfway. Okay. Next key support will be 1185 I think is one, and then in the middle of the box we've got a support level as well. Oh yeah, 1210. Yeah, we've got 1230. That's exactly the fib level we're currently dancing on, the 50% level. Which is actually not the Fibonacci retracement, but it's a retracement level that's commonly used and of course has relevance. And then we've got the golden ratio, the 61.8% fib level at 1210. That will be relevant, maybe for another low. And then we've got the 1185 level down there. So the movement of the low yesterday looks very corrective. It looks like just direct, like sideways movement, maybe even a bear flag or a so-called rectangle pattern, yeah, which is not an Elliott wave pattern, but it just exists in charts, on charts. So-called rectangle pattern or bear flag, which would normally be a trend continuation pattern. That would actually be in line with my view that this could be a 1, 2, 3, here wave 4 of C, and we drop down once more lower. Always important to understand that we have now reached the support area, and from anywhere in these support areas we can start to move. So there's no guarantee that we will get one more low, but it seems likely as long as we are in this rectangle pattern and as long as we haven't broken out of the channel to the upside. Additional information or confirmation that we have reached a low already would be if we break above the wave A low, that is at 1250, and we break above the wave B high at 1275. And until then, we just need a bit of patience. I mean, this could also be some kind of a leading diagonal, but it doesn't really look leading at all. So yeah, there is always a bullish interpretation as well that we've already seen the low, but it doesn't appear very likely yet. It doesn't appear very likely, yeah. So we'll keep watching, keep observing, but just be aware that anywhere in here we could now reach the low. I don't think we've reached it yet. Yeah, I'm leaning still towards further downside. And should we drop below 1185, we have to get and focus on the orange count, which would be the direct sell-off into much lower regions. Okay, and that's my update about Ethereum. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.